Well, hello everyone. We're just waiting for our training session. It's going to be in 5 minutes. So make sure you pop on and let me know your name and where you're calling from. Really excited about today's call. I'm going to call Rona. She likes me to call her because she doesn't have a computer, so she just listens in. Great. Four more minutes for live training on the secrets to unlocking your best physique. So I've got 4 people on the call. That's great. Let me know your names and who you're calling, where you're calling from. Love to know the temperature. I hear that there's quite a heat wave. Right now I'm in Playa del Carmen. It's 86 degrees Fahrenheit and it's partly sunny. We just had a rainstorm, so. Grab your beverages. We'll be here for about 45 minutes. And make sure you get a pen and paper because sometimes I go a little bit fast and it's good to take notes. I'm going to get my water. Super important to drink more water when it's hot. I notice the difference when I forget. My energy goes down. How about you guys? Okay, so I'm going to give Rona a call and we're going to get started in 3 minutes. Hello, Rona. You getting ready for our call? It'll be in 3 minutes.
Hi.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rona, what's the temperature there in Kelowna, BC?
Hot.
Hot. Yeah, what's the temperature?
Hold on. If I lose you, call me back.
Okay. Okay, we're starting in 2 minutes.
26 degrees with a high of 27.
Oh, okay. So in Kelowna, BC, it's 26 degrees with a high of 27. Okay. I'm not sure what 86 degrees Fahrenheit is, but that's what it is here in Playa del Carmen. Maybe someone can Google what 86 degrees Fahrenheit is to Celsius. I'm not sure. It feels like maybe 28 degrees Celsius. Kind of that's what it feels like.
Round about the same temperature.
Cool.
Yeah. So we finally got summer. Now where the heck are you?
So Rona's saying she finally has summer. That's good.
Yes.
So I know when I lived in Kelowna, there was a lot of forest fires. Let's hope that it stays clear for you guys.
One around Lytton, but they haven't been announcing. So I guess it hasn't been so bad yet.
Good. 1 more minute and we're going to start the secrets to unlocking your best physique.
So I'm going to put you on mute.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So I got some people popping on. That's great. Let me know your name and where you're calling from. I'd love to know the temperature, where you're at. I was just mentioning to Rona, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit here in Playa del Carmen. We just had a rain shower and it's actually partly sunny, kind of cloudy. Yeah, it's pretty much really good weather here. Rona was saying it was 27 degrees, 26, 27 degrees in Kelowna, BC. But I know a number of you are getting some heat waves. So I know to me, hot is 40 degrees. I'm not sure about you guys, but. Okay, so it is 2 o'clock. I like to start on time. So my husband likes that too. He's the time guy. He's taught me to be on time, which is important because I value your time. So anyways, well, hello and welcome to another live training every Wednesday at 2 p.m. CST, 12 noon PST, 3 p.m. EST. Welcome. Today's topic is the secrets to unlocking your best physique. I really know you're going to get a lot of value out of this. So make sure you get a pen and paper and take some notes. And also, as I go through this, I am going to stop the training and I'm going to be checking in to seeing if you have any questions, any comments, something I can help you with so that you can keep moving forward to reach your number one health goal. So I'm going to start with the training right now. One moment while I share my screen. Okay, so likely on the screen, you're going to see the program that is labeled the Slim, Strong, and Sexy Forever program. So what I do is every week, I dive deeper into some of the steps that I teach in my 9-step clear path to losing 20 pounds in just 12 weeks. So today we're going to be covering a lot about sculpting and shaping your body in a way that you actually haven't really maybe looked at. It'll be uncovering some thought-provoking questions for you so that you can get unstuck and move forward into actually reaching your goal, okay? So what I'd like to do is get straight into the training. And just give me a moment here. Just making sure you guys can see me okay. Actually, I'm going to stop that and get into my next slide. One moment, please. Make sure you share your name and where you're calling from as well, and maybe the temperature that it currently is at. Okay, here we go. So today's training, the secrets to unlocking your best physique. Today, what you're going to learn is you're going to learn how to stop being a victim, self-sabotaging, and having these self-limiting beliefs. Because if you have any of those and you haven't reached your best physique, then you're going to learn exactly the real reason why. You're also going to learn the 5 benefits of exercise and actually how to choose the right one for you. You're going to learn the power of consistency, not only in just fitness, but how it relates also to getting what you want in life. You're going to understand the importance of really tapping in and recognizing your wins and why that's important. You're going to learn how to why it's important to check in with your body regularly and also what to check. And then, of course, having the benefits of having a coach to help you reach your best physique and health. So let's start with the first one, shall we? So the problem we think, well, actually, the problem I thought was one of these 3. Okay. And that was why you may be wondering, like, why aren't I getting results from all my workouts? Well, the reason why we used to think that most busy people were failing to get results from their workouts is they thought they didn't have enough time, so they didn't start. So it's like, well, I don't really have an hour a day to look like fit and healthy, so why would I even start? So they didn't even bother. The second reason why most busy people or most women fail to get results from their workouts and reach their best physique is they were actually doing the wrong type of cardio, the wrong type of workouts. And what I saw was too much cardio, not enough of the right thing, but too much of the wrong thing. Okay. And then what we see from that is getting sick all the time or getting injured, and then not really being consistent and also not enjoying the process. The third reason why we used to think that most busy people failed to get results from working out was they were relying on motivation. And so while that is good to start, but it's so fleeting, and then they would stop. But really, what I've learned to believe is what the real problem is, it's not really even those 3. we actually need to go even deeper than that. And that is, we need to actually find your why. It's really those that haven't really taken a step back and looked at the why they are wanting to reach their best physique, the why they're wanting to go to the gym, the why they're wanting to eat healthy. Okay. Because really, this is where the secret sauce is. This is where we actually need to go. This is where we need to spend a bit of time. Is we actually really need to stop and pause and dive into why do you want to reach your best physique? And we need to kind of go even, what do you mean by the why? Like, can you explain that a little bit more? I'd be happy to. So really, we want to dive into the why you want to have your best physique, what this really means is, what is the purpose? What is this best physique going to do for you? And what is these actions, how are they going to inspire you to get to your best physique? Okay, so it's really about being inspired to get to your best physique. What is this best physique going to do for you? How will it inspire you? How will it change your life? What is its purpose? So really, we need to dive into deeper into the why we want to have this best physique. What is it going to do for you? Because this is where we need to go, all right? And it's interesting because when we look at the why, we actually look at what that is triggering in the brain. And the interesting part is why you're not where you want to be, because really you're watching this because you want to be at your best physique. If you're at your best physique, then you wouldn't likely be watching this video. And so what's happened is there's this part of your brain called the limbic system. And this limbic system is like the child of the brain. And this limbic system is what gets triggered when we have behaviors and emotional responses. And when we are doing behaviors that aren't leading us to our best physique, then we are triggering this limbic brain system, which is just the instant now, the fight or flight, the I want it now, the not thinking ahead, but the instant gratification. Okay. And so when we're looking at this why, we need to really know that when we do tap into this why, we're tapping into a different part of the brain to override this limbic brain system. Because remember, the limbic brain is the instant gratification, which is like, I want the donuts now, or I need that cigarette now, or I need that extra glass of wine now. It's like the instant now, now, now. It's like the dopamine hit that you keep hearing about. But when we actually tap into the why, we're tapping into a different part of the brain. And that different part of the brain is called the neurocortex, or the prefrontal cortex. And so we can consider this as like the parent, the one that actually has a higher brain function. So this is the one that thinks ahead. This is the one that gives us better decision making. This is the one that makes you stop and think before acting. And so this is why when we get into the why we want to reach our best physique, we're tapping into it. We're forcing our body actually to tap into a different part of the brain so that the parent can start to parent the child, which is the limbic system. Okay, so this is actually to do a lot with your brain and how to rewire it. So by starting with your why, okay? Because when you start with your why, then what happens is you are actually going to solve the problem of self-sabotage and self-limiting beliefs. So really, if I'm going to stop this for a minute, if you're somebody who has this intention, like you really want to reach your best physique, you really want to feel slim, strong, and sexy. Every day you want to have that, but for some reason you fall off the rails. And you kind of use this falling off the rails of, well, if I can't be perfect, I'm not even going to start. Or I keep trying, but I keep falling off track. Those are self-limiting beliefs. These are self-sabotaging beliefs. And so what I'm proposing to you is going deeper into taking a step back and really thinking about, you know what, I'm going to override this child part of my brain. I'm going to override this limbic part of my brain. And I'm going to go into, what is this ideal physique? What is this perfect weight? What is this ideal body shape? This healthy body? What is this going to do for me? How will it change my life? And then you start to write out how your life will look like when you're actually at your perfect weight, at your perfect physique. And then again, you're activating a different part of your brain, which is the parent. So this is what we're going to want to tap into anytime you start to fall off the rails, you go deep into this why. And this is what's going to stop you from being a victim. It's going to stop you from self-sabotage, and it can stop you from self-limiting beliefs if you just start with the why. So this is exactly what I'm proposing that we actually start with. So I'm starting deep with you guys, right? And anyone who watches these trainings, you know that I'm a deep thinker. I go right to the root cause. Okay, no fluff with me, no BS, no, just the real deal, because I actually really care about you. And I wish that somebody told me this when I was younger and I was struggling for 25 years to try and get my health back on track. Okay, I had to figure all this out myself, and you don't want to waste 20, 25 years. Okay, so I'm here to play it forward and go, listen, take a step back. You can even go into nature, do some meditation, just be on your own and dive in and go, why do I want to reach my perfect weight? Why do I want to have this best physique? What's that going to do for me? Because really, just vanity is not going to get you there. We need to actually look at vitality. So we need the vitality is what's going to keep you on point. The vanity only lasts for a short amount of time. That's superficial, right? It's really the vitality. Because think about that. You want to have this best physique when you're like 70. You want to have this best physique when you're like 80, don't you? Because what is this best physique going to do for you? Why do you want to do this? For example, for me, I want to be active my whole life. I made a deal with my kids when I was 80. I'm going to hike. I told them Knox Mountain because we were living in Kelowna, and I was going to make it to the top and might even beat them. And that if I did, they would have to pay me $100. And so I've always got this mindset of, I'm going to keep hiking when I'm 80, and I'm going to be very robust and have a lot of vitality. All right. So this is what keeps me on track is my why. Plus, I like to being a role model is really important to me because it's not what the kids hear, it's actually what they see. So if they can see it to be real, they can do it too. So I do this for them as well. So hopefully this has made sense so far. I'd love to hear maybe this has sparked some the wheels turning into maybe you can share what your why is. Like Tamara's on the phone. Tamara's on the line right now. Hi, Tamara. This is great that you're on the call. This is awesome. You're in California. Nice. 85 degrees. Oh, same here. That's great. So I'd love to hear if anyone wants to share. Like, I've got other people on the line as well. I'd love to know, like, share what your why is. Because actually, when you declare it, you're more apt to get it as well. Because you're having public declarance. So you're going to keep your word to yourself more if you've actually said it out. Right? And you don't have to. I'm just saying that it could really help you actually reach your goals if you do declare it. But anyways, really think about the why. Why do you want to be at your best physique? What is that going to do for you? Okay, so while you're thinking that, and I'm waiting for some answers, I'm going to go back to the training right now. One moment. Just give me a second here. Get my slides, one moment. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. Okay. One sec, sorry. Okay. Go here, one moment. There we go. Okay, so we talked about the why, and now we're going to talk about, so now that we know the why, we're diving into the why. Why is it that we want to reach our perfect weight? Now we need to get into, when we start with the why, we need to get into the how. Like once we start with the why, we actually need to have a clear path. Like, how are you going to get there? Because really, you don't want to waste any more time. Time is money. And time can be frustrating if you're not getting your results quickly. And so you're going to want to find a program that is actually proven. And so what I've done is I've actually done that. So for me, I've created this 9 steps to slim, strong, and sexy. And what it does is it actually helps you lose 20 pounds in just 90 days. So just 12 weeks. And so it is a step-by-step systematic approach. There's only 9 steps, but really it's 1 step at a time. So it's like baby steps at a time, but the right step at the right time. And so all I'm suggesting is once you know your why, like why do I really want to reach my optimal weight? Why do I want to reach this beautiful physique? Then you need to find out the how and just follow the steps. That's really all you need to do. That's the secrets to unlocking your best physique. And then what I want you to do is now that we've talked about the why, we've talked about the how, now we need to know the what. What I want you to do is I actually want you to put an image in your mind. I want you to put an image in your mind, just like with John Lennon, he talks about imagine a world with whatever. But really, I want you to imagine your best physique. And this is going to take closing your eyes, like literally close your eyes, unless you wouldn't be driving and listening to this. But if it's a replay and you're driving and you're listening to this, but you'll need to stop or listen to it when you're not driving or if you're not walking or on your bike. But really what you're going to want to do is really imagine. We're really good at imagination. So imagine literally what your best physique would look like, because really the body follows the mind, and we need to have these pictures in place for you to be able to reach this. And when you can see it, you can believe it, and then you can actually be that person now. I know for me, everyone's different, but for me, the perfect physique would be just a nice, slim, strong, and sexy body. One that is relaxed, that has good mobility, that can be very grounded, that is natural looking, that has some soft features to it, is nice and toned, is youthful, and can be in nature and feel comfortable in nature, feel comfortable on the beach, feel comfortable with, a tiny bikini, because I like that. I love the beach, but this is me. I want you to actually imagine what yours looks like. And when you have this imagination, it's really important to actually get that photo and put it either as a screensaver or on your fridge or somewhere where you can see it every single day. Because if really having your best physique is really important to you, you're going to want to make sure that you see it every single day. Okay? Because as you'll learn later, it's consistency that will win the race. It's being consistent with your behaviors that will get you to where you want to go. But really, we want to see this image every single day. So you can do a vision board on your screen. You can physically do a vision board. Again, you can put these pictures up. You can have a book out. You can have a magazine out, whatever it takes. But you want to imagine, and you want to put this image, and you want to see this image every single day. And I guarantee you're going to get there so much faster if you do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to see if there's any questions so far on anything. So any questions right now? Anyone want to share? Anyone want to share their whys? If Rona wants to share, she's on the phone as well. I'd love to know, like, why would you want to reach your physique? What is the reason for that? And if you share it, like I said, you're more apt to get it. So I'm happy for you to do that. And if not, I'll continue on with the training. That's no problem at all. Okay, we're not ready to share. That's totally fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So what I want to do is I do want to share that this actually really does work. And what I've done is in my 9-step plan, I've had my clients send their images, send their photos, send who they want to be. And in just a short amount of time, I just want to share that Sue, she actually was an emotional eater. She recognized that as she was starting to go through the program, that she recognized that as a kid, her fond memories were when she was sad, her mom used to take her to Dairy Queen. And when she went to Dairy Queen, she felt so much better. So now that she's had these, that's how she was raised, and it felt really good. But that wasn't serving her anymore. And she noticed that as she got older, and she had these obstacles come up, something that would make her sad, she would just go to Dairy Queen and feel better. But that was packing on the weight for Sue. Once she realized that, you know what, this isn't working, and why do I keep doing this? So once we recognized that it was triggering her, the Dairy Queen, the memories were triggering her to do that, then what she did is she overrid that with her why. She went to the why, and her why was she wanted to be a good role model actually to her brother, because her brother wasn't doing so well, and she felt that maybe if she did better and she turned things around, maybe her brother would as well. And so she did it with my help, coaching. And what it took was a photo of what she wanted to look like, how she wanted to feel. And all she did is every day practice this new way of being. Okay. And when she fell off the rail, she put herself back on because she recognized that, no, those are old memories that were serving me then, but they're not serving me now. So it was the recognition, and then it was the program, and then it was just the practicing. And just like 14 days, literally, she just like melted away 10 pounds. And so if she could do that, you could do it too, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the 5 benefits of exercise. So we know if you're going to get into your optimal physique, we know that we've got to do some exercise. We are actually designed to move, okay? We are meant to move. We are meant to move our bodies. And maybe if you understand the benefits that were even far reaching than just how you look, it's really how you feel, your mindset. It helps everything work well. And so I'm just going to go through, well, actually, I'm going to go through 7. I'm going to give you 2 extra ones today. And so when we get into the right kind of exercise, the number 1 benefit that you're going to realize is it's actually going to help to burn fat so much faster. And the reason it does that is because it's hormonal. It really is hormonal. And in order for you to actually burn fat, you actually need to lower insulin and raise glucagon, okay? Because anytime that insulin is too high, you have stopped the ability to lose fat. And when insulin is low, you have a better chance of losing fat, okay? So when you exercise, you actually your cells become more insulin sensitive, and you actually lower insulin to then be able to flip the switch, to then be able to burn the fat, okay? So exercise will do that for you, all right? The second benefit of exercising to reach your perfect physique is you're going to be able to build muscle if you do the right kind of exercise. And so why this is important is because muscle is your metabolic engine. The more muscle you have, the better your metabolism. So if you're somebody who is struggling with a better metabolism and you're trying to eat your way to do that, or you're trying to supplement your way to do that, that is a failed approach. We need to exercise a way to do that. But exercising in a way to build muscle means doing some form of resistance training. You need to send the signal to the body to build muscle. It's tissue, okay? But you've got to do some form of resistance training. It could be the gym. It could be some form of yoga, which is using your whole body. It could be doing some form of swimming. It could be doing, those are kind of the primary ones. It's definitely not cardio. So cardio would be the opposite. Cardio would be muscle wasting. Cardio has its own benefits. It actually doesn't build muscle. So cardio is fine, but we've got to also do exercise that will build muscle to reach your perfect physique. Because if you look at this, look at the physique of a fitness competitor, okay? Maybe a triathlete. So how do they look? Really think about that. They do some form of resistance training. How do they look? And now we look at a marathon runner who just does cardio. So how do they look? So we know that those that are in some form of resistance training have that nice, beautiful, sexy tone. Okay. Their muscles are filled out. They have a beautiful shape to them. They look healthy. They look young. Okay. And then we look at the marathon runners. They look like they're skinny fats and they're muscle wasting, really. And so you're going to choose what you want to do, but really to reach your optimal physique, which way, how do you want to look, right? So we want to build the muscle. The third benefit of doing the right kind of exercise is it will give you a vast increase of energy if you do the right type. Okay. Because really the type of exercise you do should be one where, it maybe takes you a bit of motivation to get into the gym or get you into the workout. No problem at all. That's pretty normal. But it's really after the exercise that you want to take a step back and go, how does this feel? Do I have more energy for the rest of the day? Am I more productive for the rest of the day? Or if I'm tanked, if I'm on the couch, if I have that lowered energy and I have no brain power, then that's the wrong one. But the one that gives you energy for the rest of the day, that's the right one. So this is something that will help you choose the right type of exercise. Does it give you energy for the rest of the day? This is a golden pearl right here. Remember this, what I've just said. Does your exercise give you more energy for the rest of the day? Okay. So the fourth benefit of doing the right type of exercise, and any exercise at all really, is it does increase brain performance. You're going to get a vast improvement in brain cognition. And the reason for that is because you're actually building neural pathways in the brain. And the ones in particular that build more neural pathways than others are ones that have you work on coordination. So if you're somebody who's over 40, even over 50, but really over 40, you're going to want to start to think about the type of exercise that will actually help to build your brain. Because remember, when we're 80, we also want to have a good brain. We want to be, we want to be as sharp as a tack. And you can, but you have to start now. Okay. And we have plasticity. Our brain has the ability to build these neural pathways. But it does take time. And consistency, again, wins the race. So when you're choosing your exercise, we know you're going to build the brain, but why not find one or a component of one where you can actually use coordination to then increase the neuroplasticity, these neural pathways, to then keep your brain sharp. How often have you heard the high prevalence of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, dementia? I'm just like hearing it right, left, and center, more than I've ever heard of it before. Well, if we know that this is kind of what's going on, we can start preventing it right today, okay? One example of this is I'm actually doing a form of exercise called the MAPS Performance. And so I'm actually training like an athlete. I consider myself an athlete, even though I'm not athletic. I'm not a professional athlete. I look at myself and I think of myself and I eat the way an athlete would eat. Okay. And I train in a way an athlete would train. And so the type of exercise that I'm doing right now is one that really improves mobility and coordination. Why? Because I'm 54. Okay. And I know that I need to start building my brain, like take it a step further, because I'm getting closer to 80 and, I feel great after. So I know what I'm doing is really, really working. All right. So that's something to consider, especially if you're over 40, is to add something in your exercise that helps with coordination. Okay. The fifth benefit of doing exercise to reach your perfect physique is it will absolutely 100% and really take a note of this. It will flip the switch to your mood. So if you're somebody who feels grumpy in the morning, you're not a morning person, you have a negative personality, hey, you know what? That's where it is. That's okay. It's good to kind of take note where you are. That's totally fine. But guess what? Just doing some form of exercise, the right type of exercise, can flip that switch to improve your mood just like that. And actually what it does is it increases a neurotransmitter called serotonin. Serotonin is actually made in the gut, a little bit in the brain, and it actually makes us feel good. And exercise will help you do that. Okay, we don't need a pill, right? We don't need a specific food. Just go and move. And you will notice that your mood will change just like that. Okay, and then how good does it feel when you have energy? Well, that's going to improve your mood too. So make sure that the exercise you do gives you energy for the rest of the day. Okay, before I get into the last two, I'm actually going to see if there's any questions so far. Are there any questions so far on how to reach your best physique? I'd love to see if there's any questions. I know there's a bunch of people on the line, and I'd love to see if anybody has any questions. Rona, if you have any questions, let me know. And if not, I'm going to keep going. Okay, no questions so far. That's totally fine. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. I'm going a bit slow, but I think you'll be able to understand it a little better if I slow down the pace. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, answer the question, why, understand that it's consistency that will help you win the race. And I want you to think about how it felt when you were a kid and you were so excited about like riding a bike. And you notice that when to ride the bike, you didn't just like hop on a bike and start riding it like a rock star. No, you had training wheels to start, right? And you sat on the, well, first of all, you sat on the bike, and that might have felt really, really kind of strange and maybe even like scary. It felt really weird, like holding the handlebars and putting your helmet on, and you've got these training wheels, and wow, this is like new territory. Well, this is interesting. And then you sit on there and you go a little while until you got a little bit tired, then you went back off. And then you go a few more times, and then the training wheels came off, and then wow, that's a whole new experience, right? But it was the consistency of getting on the bike to be able to learn ride the bike, for you to be able to ride the bike, right? You didn't just hop on the bike and be like a perfect cyclist. It's the same with getting this optimal physique. The key really is, and in life, you've got to stay consistent, okay? We can't just wish these things. We need to work for them. It takes work. It literally, you've got to carve it in your schedule, and you need to stay consistent, okay? You need to guard the time. You need to have non-negotiables. And if you do, the more reps you put in, the more times you go on that bike, the better you're going to get, the better your physique, okay? If you're not there yet, look at how many times that you've been to the gym. Like, what's been on your plate, for dinner at the end of the day? Has it been fast food, right? So what have you been doing to try and get to your physique? Have you been consistent? If you haven't, just take a really hard look at what you've been doing. Okay. And then carve it in your schedule. And remember, motivation is very fleeting. When you dive into the why, you become disciplined, because this is why I'm really doing this. I'm actually doing this to be a role model. Is a role model one who goes back and forth with their word? No, it's not. Right? So what is your why? Maybe it's you want to have good mobility so that you can take care of your grandkids. How is it going to feel if you're on the couch and your grandkids are running around and you can't even take care of them, and so you can't really see them? Right? Like what? So you've got to really, really think ahead. And again, this is diving into your why, to tap into this different part of your brain, to then activate a different part of your brain, which is the parent, to then go to this why when you want to do this self-sabotaging thing. Why are you getting into this? And this is what's going to keep you consistent. Okay, it's consistency that wins the race with your physique and in life. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the gears to the importance of recognizing your wins. This is so, so important. We are so, for some reason, we're so good at being negative. We're so good at beating ourselves up. We're so good at allowing other people to, make us feel bad and stay that way, right? We're so good at all this fear and all this guilt and all this shame. But really, we can change that. Okay, we can change it in an instant. And how you do that is you are actually practicing the art of recognizing your wins. And if you can't find them, ask yourself the question, if there was a win, what would it be? And so you want to work towards getting these wins. And when you do, you want to celebrate these wins. Because you know what? So many people knock you down, forget it. Get yourself back up and go, look what I've done. Like, look what you've done in the past. And so for me, with my group, I have a one-on-one group. And what we do is we meet every week and we call it Win It for the Week. And so here's an example of what we do is we all chime in every Monday and we start with Win It for the Week. What was your win for the week? You always start with patting yourself on the back. What did I do well? What am I grateful for? What am I proud of? What was I working on that I actually did? And guess what? When you do this, this is what builds confidence. It's keeping your word to yourself, doing it and recognizing it too, though, and giving yourself that, wow, that was so great. Look what I did. All right. And it's so important. If you have a hard time doing that, then come in my group. And we all celebrate our wins together. It feels so good to be nurtured by other individuals all doing it the same. Okay. And this is how you win it for the week. You're starting the week being successful right away, right out the gate. Okay. And then it's your job, your work to hang on to that. Okay. No one's going to do the work but you. And this is where the confidence comes in, is doing the work and looking to go, wow, like I overcame that obstacle because I dove into my why. I saw where I was falling short and I moved past it. Wow, what a win. Okay, that's so important. The next part is you've got to write it down. You've got to write it down or declare it or talk to somebody, but really get it out of your body and write it down. Because this is where you want to check in. You want to check in every single day and you want to check in, what did I do well? Okay, and you write it down. So I highly recommend you get a journal. And I used to mock at journals until I was coached by Brendan Bouchard from the High Performance. He's an influencer. And I went to his conference in, I can't remember where, San Diego or something like that, somewhere in the States. It was gorgeous. And he has this high performance planner it's called the High Performance Planner. And I was asked to be part of a podcast and to share, how to lose 20 pounds and keep it off for life. Like, what was my secret sauce to that? And it was a journaling podcast. And what she shared with me was the importance of journaling to get your results. And so as I was being interviewed, she asked me if I journaled, and I said, well, I started to journal, but ever since we had these conversations, and it really helped her, with her hero's journey, flip her life around, I thought, I'm just going to try it. And wow, you know what? I am such a fan of journaling now. And what it does is it actually does a self check-in. You self-check your body every single day. And so what happens is in the morning, you actually write your best day out. This high performance planner prompts you with questions. So, because how would you know what to even ask yourself? Well, this high performance planner asks yourself, first of all, what is the first question? I'm just looking at mine right now. Today's message to myself. So you're actually going to write a message to yourself that is you're going to focus on for the day. And so for me, just so you know, what I wrote today was keep it simple. And for me, being a busy mom, I have my own business. I live in Mexico. All these things, and life can get very overwhelming when you're a busy person. But if you can just remind yourself, and this is how I start my day, I remind myself, keep it simple. Okay. Do I need to do everything? No, I don't. Does it fit in with my values? If it does, I'll look to see if it fits in my schedule. If not, it's not even going to go on my schedule. And so this is something that actually I practice every single day, because my biggest issue was I was doing too many things. I was rushing around doing too many things. I was like the rushing women's syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of that, but that was me. And so I tend to be a little bit late with things, and I wouldn't be as thorough as I wanted to be. And I was stressed, but I did this all to myself. Nobody made me do this. I did this all to myself. When you recognize this, I was actually forced to slow down. And through the grace of God, the grace of the universe, I was given a message to, you know what? Slow down and smell the coffee. Slow down and smell the roses. Slow down. You don't need to do all this. It's not a race. All we have is the present moment. So you get to choose what to do. Okay. It's your life, right? It's your life. And we get so trapped into, feeling like we need to do everything for everybody. But wait a minute, like, what about us? What about our self-care? And so for this high performance planner, what we do is we actually schedule in time to ourselves first, because it's your calendar, it's your schedule. And for somebody who tends to give to everybody else, and maybe that's the reason you're not at your best physique, is because and it's a habit. It's a habit that's been passed on from generation to generation. It's not even you. It's what your grandma did. It's what your mom did. It's what your grandma's grandma did. Okay, that's what they used to do. But really, we can break that cycle, because it's actually not working. How many people are stressed today? How many people are in fear? How many people are overwhelmed? Okay, how many people are in the hospital because of stress? 80% of the cases they're saying are stress related. They're all preventable. Okay, where does stress lead to? Overeating, self-sabotage, not taking care of yourself, injury, right? So again, I'm going deep with you because I really want you to look at this. It's not just diet and exercise, it's what are you doing? And so if you're somebody who's busy all the time, you have a schedule that is just overwhelming, you've created that for yourself, and you can uncreate that too, okay? But it does mean taking a step back, getting a journal, and writing down, getting a calendar. Put your self-care in first, right? Put the time to eat, time to shop, time to exercise, time to hit the beach, time to slow down at night so you can have good sleep, time with your family. If you haven't had family time, you can start now. What is your values? So what you do is, if you're overwhelmed and there's so many things flying at you, what are your 3 core values? What are the things that are the most important to you that you know at the end of the day you feel fulfilled, right? And so for me, I know it's family. I know it's my health and wellness, and it is my personal development. It's my spirituality. It's my being a student of life. It's learning about life and then teaching it, because I'm a teacher. I love to teach more than anything. I love to teach, and I teach through education, all the education I did, but also all my experience too, which is 22 years. And I love more than anything else to teach you to have a better life and a better body, because most people don't have the body they want. And it's actually not even that difficult. So I've got the how. I definitely have cracked the code on the how. On the how to lose 20 pounds within just 90 days or 12 weeks. That's easy to do. And not only that, keeping it off for life. That's the key, right? So we're going to want to get this journal and actually carve in time to yourself. And again, I had to learn this, right? So I'm still a student, and you know what? I practice it every single day. This is called freedom. This is called really living. All right, really living. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the share and see if I've made any comments or any questions, or have I got you? These are thought-provoking things, right? This isn't just the eat this, exercise this. This is taking a step back and really looking at the why and how you're living your life, and how it's important to schedule time for yourself, right? And how it's important to give yourself the grace of, the wins that you've had. and reflecting at the end of the day with your journal, right? So these are really, really important because this is how you grow as a person. Because really, this is what we're here for. Like, what are you here for? You're here to learn and grow, right? You're here to feel fulfilled. You're here to live a life that feels like you're living on purpose. Okay. And if not, then I'm here to help you. This is what I do. It does take a healthy body for sure, because a healthy body is a healthy mind. And, what are we doing with our minds these days? We're going crazy. So, again, any other questions or comments, please lay them on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to go back to the share, and I'm going to go back to the training. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to talk about the benefits actually of having a coach. Because if you're not where you want to be, maybe you need some help, right? I mean, I've got coaches. I have 2 coaches actually. I may even have 3, but it's important because I don't want to take 20 years to get to where I want to go. Life is way too short. What if I pass out? I want to enjoy my days, and I don't want to struggle anymore. We don't need to do that. We have people that have, we want to learn from their mistakes and don't make the mistakes. So we can hire coaches to do that. And so if you were to hire a coach, what they're going to do is they're going to start with the why. Then they're going to show you the how, and then they're going to give you a clear path to where you want to go, so that you can go from I can't do anything, I give up, I just can't seem to move forward, to your slim, strong, and sexy, your best physique, whatever that looks like for you. Because that's exactly what they do, is they get you your goal. And ideally you find someone where it's super fun to do it too, which I know for me, my programs are. They're like a blast. They are so much fun. We have a lot of fun. You've got the one-on-one component, but you also have the group coaching. So I'm going to go back to anyone have any questions? If not, then I'm going to finish up the presentation. So does anyone? So Tamara is sharing, this is very thought-provoking. I appreciate it, and we'll spend time pondering these questions. That's good. Yeah. I recommend that take action today, because so many things are going to be thrown at you with everyone asking you to do something. But why don't you do this for yourself? Why don't you practice taking a step back, carving a bit of time just for you, and being silent and tapping in? What do I really want? And it's not what do my parents want from me? What does my spouse want from me? What do my kids want from me? What do I want from me? Because you're here for a reason, all right? And if you can be your best, others will be their best too. But it really does start with you. And I'm glad that you're going to spend some time. But I highly, highly recommend, Tamara, that you actually do this within the next 24 hours, all right? And I'd love to hear back from you what came up. If you can let me know what came up, I would love to hear what that is. So I'm going to finish up the sharing of the screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to offer you, anyone here who's really tired of struggling, they're tired of starving their way to their perfect body, they're tired of following diets that they don't even like, or they're not even sure what kind of diet there is. Or if they're so overwhelmed, they don't feel they have the time even to create a plan or to even follow a plan, but they want the results, please, this is exactly what I do. I will map out a perfect strategy for you. But it does actually start with a call to see if we're actually going to be able to work together. And so only take action if you are actually serious to take steps forward, okay, to really getting your best physique. And so what I do is I recommend sending me a message saying, I'm ready, and then we can start the conversation, and then I can see if I can help you, okay? But it does mean putting your hand up and saying, you know what, I actually do need help. That's all you need to do. So I want to thank you so much for joining in today, and to the secrets to unlocking your best physique. And I hope I really had you thinking about why you want to get there, how it's going to look, and actually get excited that it's not even that difficult. It's super, super easy when you know what you're doing, and it's fun doing it. You don't even have to give up your favorite foods and wine. I love wine. I love bread. I love chocolate. I have all these things. but really there's a way to have them so that you can still lose the weight and keep it off for life. And this is how you can do it without any depriving, because aren't we tired of all these strict diets? Oh, that's not a way to live. That's called prison. But really, I want to move you into freedom. Okay, freedom to have your best physique and have it for life. So I want to thank you so much for joining in today. The recording will be up. And if anyone here has any questions or comments, then please send them below. And I will see you next week for my next live training. Thanks very much.